Dummkopf.
Mein Vater ist Deutsch, ne?
And
Ich
Rachel,
habe
can
in
you
der
do
Schule
your
ein
name
bisschen
and outlet,
gelernt.
please?
But we should do it in English, just not to be
Schade,
rude.
ich hätte das jetzt gerne auf Tape gehabt.
I feel alienated.
Guys, wonderful performance. We are 50 years anniversary of Star Trek. So now, can you tell me a little bit, when was your first memory of Star Trek? How old were you and what was your first memory?
Well, for me, I remember watching it in New Zealand with my father. I would have been, about 8 years old, and I loved it. I really loved the characters and the sort of the science fiction, and I also found it to be quite scary at certain episodes. But I always thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember. Well, the first time I saw Star Trek was the cartoon. Remember that?
Really?
There was an
Yeah.
animated version of it, and that was about 73, 74. And then I realized there was also a live action version. And I was like Karl, I found it really scary. I used to hide behind the sofa. Particularly, there was an episode called the Corbomite Maneuver, and it had this creature in it called Baylock, who had this very pronounced alien face that I just found utterly terrifying. These staring eyes, and I used to love it, but I was scared of it.
Interesting. You actually co-wrote this one. Super funny also. Compliment on that, I have
you.
to say. How did you get to it? Like co-writing it? How did that come about?
It was an ongoing process the whole time, from the inception through to the, lots and lots of discussions, lots and lots of writing ideas down on whiteboards, and then condensing that into a script. Eventually, getting to hand it to the cast and asking them to bring their own touches to it and to help us develop their characters. All of whom the cast were fabulous at that. So it was a process that didn't stop until about 5 weeks ago, to be honest.
What was your hardest scene to shoot, and what was the most memorable scene when you look back at it now? Like, would you say, wow, that's going to stick with me?
I think for me the most difficult scene to shoot was the scene where Bones and Spock crash land on the planet, and I discover that he's mortally injured and I have to figure out a way to keep him alive. Physically that was difficult, and there was actually a take that they end up using where I'm trying to wrench a piece of metal off a spaceship, and I actually accidentally did pull a piece off the spaceship and went flying back into the water. But it was also a lot of fun.
I was there a lot as the writer as well, so I got to witness what were the hard scenes in the quarry, where Karl and Zach shot that stuff, and where a lot of Krall's base was a very difficult shoot. It had been sunny all summer, and then suddenly it started raining, so it was difficult. My favorite, you know what? It was such an amazing experience, the whole thing, to be with my friends in a new city, making a movie that we were all kind of implicit on creating. I couldn't pick a moment.
Now, everybody remembers Scotty Beam Me Up, obviously. I remember that from when I was a kid, So now, if you would get beamed somewhere now, where would you want to be beamed to, and why?
The way the world is now, Mars.
Okay.
It's just probably a bit safer.
There's no oxygen on Mars.
Yeah, I stand by that.
We'll go with
Still
that.
safer.
Stand by that statement. I will choose Bora Bora.
Bora Bora. And you'll just stay there?
Well, for how long? But I can beam in and out, can't I? Or is it just a one-time beam?
It's a one-time beam.
Well, then I'll go home.
Okay. All right, great.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Great
Nice to meet you.
performance.
Thank you.